This is Inside Troy Athletics, a look at what's going on and what's coming up for Troy University's Trojans. Now, here's your host for Inside Troy Athletics, Jonathan Sellers.
Hello and welcome to Inside Troy Athletics. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and I'm joined here with the Director of Athletics, Jeremy McLean. And Jeremy, I don't know if there's too much going on in athletics right now. It's been kind of quiet. No, it has been very, very exciting right now, and I know the talk right now has been football, and it's definitely deserved.
Right.
They have worked their way up into the top 25, which is the very first time for any Sun Belt program, of course the first time for Troy. And so I know it's a very exciting time over there right now for you, and especially after Saturday's big win against Appalachian State.
Yeah, it's been very exciting, and you're right. They've earned the right to kind of garner the headlines here lately. Big win against Appalachian State on Saturday against a very good App State team that's been very successful, 11-2 last year, and we're undefeated coming into this game, and so big win there against a quality team, which really propelled us into the top 25. And just kind of to put that in some perspective, it's really difficult for a program in a non-Power 5 conference to make it into the top 25. I think we're one of three that are ranked right now, and so just very difficult to do. And so really proud of our program, proud of our coaches and our student athletes. Very proud of our fan base who've really rallied behind this group as they've continued to win. And the crowd at the Vet on Saturday was a difference maker, and really a close game, and really. With a big boost of energy to our team down the stretch.
Yeah, that was something special on Saturday. I've been in Troy for over a decade now, and that was the best crowd I've ever seen, especially the student section, which stuck around for all four quarters with those white towels and really getting into it, and was a difference maker there at the end. And I know it was exciting for you to see as the athletic director wanting that atmosphere, but the players, the coaches, it's got to be exciting for them as well.
Yeah, it is, and you're right. I think, like I said, they were difference makers. I think we as a staff, we try to prepare every game to market to our fans and get them out to games, but there's nothing you can do that will replace winning at the level we've been winning at, and the excitement that it creates throughout the community. So it's been, like I said, a lot of fun to see people respond to that. And then we had Military Appreciation Day on top of that Saturday, which was a great event. Went off really well. We had a great response from military in the area, and it was a lot of fun always to see. To get the opportunity to honor our military, to see all of them there and be a part of it was something special.
And I know there's a big one this week, and when it was announced earlier in the year, people were kind of worried about how they were going to arrange that schedule. Maybe I just won't go because maybe it won't be a big game. Now it's a big game,
Yeah,
and people are trying to figure out how to arrange their schedule so they can get to this game. Are you going to write excuses to bosses for Thursday?
Absolutely. I don't know how far that'll get them, but we would absolutely do that. So Arkansas State at 8:30 on Thursday night. ESPNU game, national TV, going to be a huge opportunity for us on a big stage. Obviously, with the win on Saturday, that makes Thursday even bigger.
Right.
It's the next big game for us. And Arkansas State started out the year slow, but have really playing a whole lot better. Undefeated in the conference, 5-0, and have won 5 in a row. And so, very, very good Arkansas State team who's won the conference several years in a row. And so they're the champion. They're the team to beat. They're on top of the hill. So we'll have our work cut out for us, and we need another great crowd again. And we're asking people to sacrifice a little bit on Friday and be sleepy at work to come out and enjoy that Thursday night game.
And I think I've read just on a blog on the internet, this is probably the biggest game in Sun Belt history, or very well could be, because it's the latest two undefeated teams have ever met. So not only is it big for Troy, but it's a big moment for the Sun Belt Conference.
Yeah, it really is. When you look at historically having two undefeated teams this late in the season, and then having a team ranked in the top 25, which is a big deal, and so it is a really big ball game for the Sun Belt.
And one other thing about the top 25, I know it's a big thing for the football program, but it's also got to be just big for the athletics, because people see that they go look at the football program, but maybe they look at other things about our athletics teams, look at the basketball team, look at baseball team. So it's got to be big just for the university as a whole.
Yeah, I think the saying that rising tide lifts all boats is really true in this scenario, where that exposure means a lot to the institution, whether it be admissions, enrollment, just marketing effect for other sports, recruiting aspect, whether it's basketball or baseball or whatever. Just Troy being on a national stage and being mentioned consistently on a national stage really is a benefit for everyone.
And one other thing about football that we haven't brought up yet, but I know is very exciting for you and as well as the program, is the North End Zone project has finally been announced, and it will get kicked off as soon as this football season wraps up. And I know everybody's excited about that as well.
Yeah, it's a big announcement for us. We've been obviously waiting a while to make the announcement. We've been working on this for a long time. But North End Zone project that will start right as the season ends, so 1st of December. We'll be moving dirt around and getting ready to start that building, and so it's a $24 million project, which will basically be a football operations building, but will fill in the north end zone of Veterans Memorial Stadium and be really a difference maker on game day in that regard. And obviously, on a day-to-day basis, locker rooms, strength and conditioning areas, coaches' offices, and meeting space for a football program. Really, the next step for us as a program and continuing to move forward. And the timing of it is really fortunate. The momentum that's been created is something that we hope to take advantage of.
All right, and we mentioned basketball, and they're getting things underway. Both teams, pretty good starts to the year. The women, tough loss up at Auburn, and I got to be at that game, and that Auburn defense was just really hard for Troy to break away from that press, but good start. They didn't. It wasn't that bad of a loss, but considering how well Auburn played, and also they'll be at home this Wednesday, and then men's team 2 wins to start off the season.
Yeah, it's been a good start. Like you said, the women went over to Auburn and matched up. But that's a tough matchup in a lot of ways.
Right.
There's some similarities with the teams, and so I think it was a good way to start the year. I'm sure Coach would tell you they gave us a chance to kind of see. What we are and who we are right now, and a chance to get better. But great group coming back there for that squad, for Coach Rigby, and really losing one player off last year's team and adding some key players. And so excited about what's ahead for them. And like you said, getting back at home this week. And then on the men's side, starting 2-0 with 2 home wins. A really good win against Eastern Illinois late in the game. Kind of a really test early in the season of a clutch. Kind of down to the wire game that our guys came out on top. So I think that was really big for them from a confidence standpoint, and getting those games at home important as they start making a big road trip.
And one other thing, I know next week will be Thanksgiving, so a little bit of a break for athletics, although the teams will still be in action. But coming up is the finals and graduation, and I know that's what's really important for these students. And they've got a lot to concentrate on the field, but also in the classroom. So what is your message to them right now, just kind of wrapping things up?
Yeah, I think one of the things that they'll hear from us a lot, our coaches or academic advisors, is we just want to finish strong. It's not any different than out there on the court or the field, fourth quarter, whatever the case may be, second half, you just got to finish strong. And so you take these last few weeks and you focus on your academics, and you push past the finish line, and you get your exams done, and you finish on a high note. And so that's our message to them. We're going to try to approach it just like we do everything else with a lot of energy and commitment to what we're doing.
All right, but a couple of home events this week. Women's basketball will have a noon tip-off Wednesday in Trojan Arena. That's a chance for local schools, people on their lunch break, to come out and watch women's basketball.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Education Day is always it's a fun deal because you get a lot of school-age students in the building, and they get a chance to watch those basketball games. But also a nice lunch break for anybody who's in the community to come out at noon and support our women's team.
That's exactly right. And then Thursday, as we talked about, big game. Last game of the year at home for the Trojans, senior day, all those things. A chance to really honor these players that have turned out a great season for this team, as well as ESPNU and Blackout. So a lot of events going around that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one on Thursday. We encourage everybody to come out and support it.
8:30 kickoff, and then Trojan Walk. That makes Trojan Walk at 6:15 out on Tailgate Terrace. So,
that's right.
All right, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more coming up Inside Troy Athletics. And we're back here on Inside Troy Athletics talking with Marcus Grant, an assistant coach on the men's basketball team. And Marcus, a good start to the year for y'all, 2-0, but both games were completely different. Toccoa Falls was a team that y'all knew that y'all would most likely get a win out of, and a team that y'all had outmatched. But sometimes those games can go the other way if your team can't execute, but y'all were able to do that and get some good shooting in that game.
Yeah, it was a good tune-up for us. We knew they were a good little team, but we were more athletic, deeper, and we thought if we did what we were supposed to do, that the results should be what it was. And we did a good job. We made shots. got a lot of chance to play a lot of people, so that was good.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. Got a lot of different players' opportunities,
Yeah.
and a lot of the newcomers a chance to,
Right.
to get that regular season experience as
Right,
well.
right.
But then Eastern Illinois was a different matchup, a very close game against a good opponent that you'll get to see in just a week. But that second game of the year came down to the wire. Jordan Venardo hit the game-winning shot at the end. And what was the excitement like after that one?
Yeah, that was a good game. They were a good team, and we knew that when we scheduled this game. They defend really well. They take you out of your offensive rhythm. So it's kind of an ugly game that you just got to go make plays and grind it out. And that's exactly what we did. Bernardo, he was big last night, 22 and 10, 22 and 11, something like that. Had a great shot to win the game. But we used our size, our advantage inside to take advantage of that game, and we just grinded out a good win last night.
And that's something you say you used our advantage in size. You hadn't been able to say that in past
Right.
years, but finally you've got some length in there
Yep.
that you've been able to use. Wesley Person didn't have his normal game, didn't hit a three-pointer for the first time in his career because they really concentrated him defensively. But as you said, that inside play was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, they did a good job of game planning for Wes Person. They know he's a great three-point shooter, so they chased him off the line all night. He only got 2 attempts,
Right.
when he normally gets 10.
Right.
So they did a good job, but they had to give something up in return. And what they gave up was our inside game. And Bernardo and Alex Hicks and Juan Davis, they all did a really good job of taking advantage of that, and that was the difference in the game.
And now this week you've got a big matchup on Thursday against UAB. You're going to be traveling to Birmingham
Yep.
for that one. Always a tough matchup. UAB always a good team. What do you know about them?
Oh, very good team. A lot of veterans returning, picked to win their conference. So it's going to be a really tough game for us, but we're excited. Our guys think we can go up there and compete, and that's what we're going up there to do.
Now they do have a coaching change, different head coach, but he did come from within. So is there a lot of change in their program right now?
Not much. Like I said, he was associate head coach last year, so I'm sure he's going to implement the same stuff that they were successful at last year. So we're preparing for that.
And then next week you're making a little bit of a road swing. You're traveling up to Eastern Illinois to
Yep.
face them, and then over to San Francisco
Francisco
first, and then to Hawaii.
Hawaii,
So
yep.
what are you telling your players before that one? How do you get them prepared for something like that?
Well, we've been preparing all fall. We said this is why we went out and got more players so we can use our depth, because it's going to be a tough road trip. We're playing 3 good teams,
Right.
so we're going to have to rely on our depth to take us through that road trip, and our guys have to buy into that, and they're excited about the trip, and we're excited as coaches, and hopefully we can go have a successful road trip.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck against UAB, and then
All right.
good luck next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, stay tuned for
All
more
right.
coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And welcome back to It's Inside Troy Athletics, and we're here with Coach Shanda Rigby of the women's basketball team. And Coach, I know the first game of the year wasn't quite how you wanted it to go, but despite your team not playing its best, your team was in there, even including in the fourth quarter, and had a chance to win that game towards the end.
Yes, and I mean, we're trying to find a new team, finding a new identity. We played a lot of young kids. It was a great environment. A lot of people are there at Auburn to support them, and we had some good fans supporting us as well. But their press was a little bit too much for us. We ended up losing by 9 points.
Right, and you mentioned got some new players involved. A couple of those players had some key plays. Harriet Winchester with a big 3 towards the end of the first half. I know Kayla Robinson played a lot and
Yes.
scored very well. So a lot of newcomers with some big impact.
We're so pleased with the impact our freshmen are having. I mean, we really brought them in this year, all 5 freshmen, no junior college players this year, because we thought they would kind of sit behind the older players, but they're not sitting behind anybody. They're really rising up and helping us.
All right, Coach, and I know a big game this Wednesday. It's your noontime tip-off, which you have every year. Always a big game, always a chance for the local schools to come out and get to experience Troy basketball, and I know this one's going to be an exciting game as well.
Yes, we're so excited. We have a lot of kids coming out, almost 500 have signed up to come. They're going to enjoy a Chick-fil-A lunch while they watch us tip off. We hope maybe some professors or some employees of Troy will come on over and have lunch and see our first tip off as well.
And you're going to be facing Belmont, which is always a tough team, a team you've played the past several years. You know what you know about them.
Oh my God, they can really, really shoot. They're really good. They can shoot. They won their conference last year. They beat us in overtime last year. Very high scoring game, over 100 points scored in that game. And it was a very close game. We want some revenge back on our home court. They're a very tough team. It's going to be a great test for us.
All right, Coach. Well, I know your team is ready for that one, ready to get out there and ready to have a big crowd cheering you on. So
Yes.
good luck for that one.
Thank you.
All right, join us for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And we're back for our final look here on Inside Troy Athletics, and we're going to talk with the women's head coach and the women's tennis head coach, and that's Coach Rawia El-Sisi. And Rawia, I know y'all have had a long fall and have been going at it, but you finally are done for the fall season. Is that correct?
Yes, we are.
And
yeah.
you finished up in Tuscaloosa at the Roberta Allison Challenge. How did that go for your team?
We actually had another one after,
Okay.
but actually I haven't been here for a while, so it's been a long season, yeah. But we actually, girls have very good had some good results throughout the fall. Actually, after we came back from Georgia Southern, we went to Baylor, and they had a different tournament format at Baylor. They decided to do one full tournament draw for all the teams over there, like Wisconsin, Baylor, Georgia State, ULM, and including us too. So in a double draw, which is one draw, they put like all players that played from 1 to 8 in the lineup in one draw, and we made it to the finals in doubles.
Oh.
And one of my players also in the back draw in the singles make it to the finals. I mean, I got to a point that one of my players played 9 matches in 2.5 days.
Wow.
It was intense. But we had some good results, and Baylor was very successful. And we went to regional. I only took a few players, and went back to Tuscaloosa, which was a strong. They did actually. We took 6 girls, and it was strong performance. That we went into 3 finals in singles, 2 draws in singles, and 3 finals in doubles. And we actually didn't win the draws and doubles, but it was good performance from the whole team.
So right now you're just kind of practicing until the spring, or what are y'all doing until it's time to get going in the spring?
We're currently done with our dates of full team practice, but the girls are back with strength and conditioning, and I'm allowed to have 2 hours with them per week until we hit examination. So it's pretty soon. Once Thanksgiving comes, it's kind of we lose practice.
And then what are you expecting when you get to the spring? Are you going to go right at it in January until it's time to compete?
Well, again, because we have that the 144 days rule, that we're limited on the time we start practice right away. But we're going to start practice before school starts, like a few days before school starts, and most of the girls are going home for Christmas. So it's gonna be pretty important what they do from now. Even they go home in December, because I cannot control December from all overseas, you know. But if they can come back in the same shape that we left, it makes a big difference. But if they decided to sit and don't do much, then we'll have a long way.
Now, do you know your first couple of tournaments that you're going to be playing?
Yes, we're actually going to third week of. We play the last 2 weekends of January, and the week of the 20-ish, 22nd, 23rd, that weekend, we will be in Virginia Tech.
Okay.
And we will play also East Tennessee State. An hour away. It's like only like an hour and like away. And East Tennessee State won the conference, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good to play a team that won their conference.
Right.
And then the week after, right after the week and after, we will play Furman and Winthrop, and these are ranked teams, so it's good to start with some ranked teams. And
so you got a good tough schedule in the spring, and trying to get your team ready for everything, including the Sun Belt tournament and hopefully the regionals.
yes.
All right, well, good luck, and I know we'll
you.
talk to you some in the spring.
Thank you.
All right, and join us again next time for more on Inside Troy Athletics.